Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for taking the time out to attend this webinar on leveraging Magento. My name is Sanjay Narang, and I'm the moderator for this webinar. I work as Vice President Consulting at Synoptek. I have been with this organization for over 20 years. And prior to that, I worked as a software consultant for many years. In the current role, I work closely with clients to help them with their business and systems implementation initiatives. We'll wait for about a minute for people to join the webinar. Um, in the meanwhile, just wanted to let you know what we plan to cover in this webinar today. So we can quickly go through that. We would be covering changing facets of e-commerce, how Magento supports the changing needs of retail business. That includes going omni-channel with Magento integration, scenario discussion, implementation upgrade, and maintenance best practices, as well as Synoptek's Magento offerings and our discovery offers. And towards the end, we will have a QA session. So we encourage everyone to submit your questions via the Q&A box. Today, we have a great panel of speakers with me. We have Seema Nair and Manan Thakkar. Seema is Director of Application Development and she leads our Magento practice. And Manan heads Business Advisory Analysis Group at Synoptek. Seema, if you could please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Seema Nair. I'm director application development. I head the e-commerce practice here at Synoptic. Now, when we talk about e-commerce, we do a lot of Magento implementations. We have done custom development as well. Custom developed e-commerce platform. We do a lot of integrations as well. That's one of our expertise, right? So we do integrate a lot of integrations between the e-commerce solution and backend systems. It could be any custom backend system, or it could be something like Dynamics AX D365 and so a lot of work. We do a lot of work within the e-commerce space. Manan, you want
Great.
to
Thanks,
introduce
Seema.
yourself?
Manan.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on whichever place you are. This is Manan. I've been in this industry for more than 15 years now, working for a lot of clients and advising on their e-commerce strategy, building the enterprise applications and mobile applications for B2B as well as B2C business. At Synoptic, I'm leading the consulting practice and the business analyst practice, where me and my team help our clients to realize their e-commerce strategy by implementing various e-commerce systems, solutions, defining the kind of architecture for the overall e-commerce ecosystem. So today we'll be talking about Magento and the related e-commerce stuff. So really excited to talk to you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Manan. So while we are loading this presentation, let me quickly go through the overview of Synoptek. Synoptek is a global systems integrator and managed IT services provider founded in year 2001. We are headquartered in Irvine, California, and have around 1,000 employees globally in the US, Canada, and India. We provide end-to-end services, including business applications like Magento, data insights, workforce productivity, custom application development and maintenance, enterprise mobile solutions, as well as cloud advancement, infrastructure performance, and cybersecurity. So we cover literally end-to-end in terms of IT space. Now here is Seema, who is going to discuss growing retail e-commerce market, changing aspects of retail and e-commerce, as well as other areas of Magento. Seema.
Okay, so now let's talk about the growing retail e-commerce market. Now, considering the pandemic situation the world went through, is going through, e-commerce, both B2B and B2C, is not just about finding a good deal online anymore. A good deal in 2022 means ease of shopping, different payment methods, easier ways to check out, and tracking your orders seamlessly. Many brands companies have taken last 2 3 years during the pandemic period to upgrade their digital presence. In 2021, some statistics indicate that retail e-commerce sales amounted to approximately 4.9 trillion dollars worldwide, right? You can see this graph which indicates the growth between 2014 and 2015. Now, we'll also talk a little about the changing facets of retail and e-commerce. Now, all these figures indicate that purchase behaviors are changing, spending habits are shifting online, and consumers want faster, convenient online shopping experiences. This also means that retailers need to adjust their businesses and workforce to match up to the growing online shopping demand. They need to provide their customers with a stable, seamless means of online shopping, right? Now, when you talk about an e-commerce site, an e-commerce solution, there are many, facets to it. Like, for example, the different factors that contribute to it are A being the UI UX. The UI UX should reflect the company's, the brand's outlook, its view, right? When you talk about something like site navigation searches, it should be such that it allows the user, the customers, to traverse through different products and but reach the product of their choice quickly, right? For an e-commerce solution specifically, having the right kind of infra is important. It's vital because to ensure that the site is able to hold up to the traffic even during peak hours, right? And one of the most important factors nowadays is related to data security, right? That has emerged as one of the biggest challenges in the e-commerce industry. One of the other factors that is in demand nowadays is omni-channel commerce. Omni-channel commerce has become kind of a must, wherein focus is on providing seamless customer experience, whether the client is shopping online from a mobile device, a laptop, his or her desktop, or is physically present in a brick and mortar store. Managing inventory, pricing updates flawlessly is another high focus area in the world of e commerce. Increasing demand online makes inventory optimization one of the most difficult and challenging areas. That Now let's talk a little about how Magento supports the changing needs of retail business. You would have, most of you all would have heard about Magento. By the way, there's a poll question coming your way. I would request and encourage all of you all to, go and provide your responses to that. So, yes, now talking about how Magento supports the changing needs of retail business. Most of you must might be aware of like Magento is an e-commerce website platform owned by Adobe. According to sources, Magento is one of the three topmost platforms that merchants migrated to the most, while only a minority of store owners actually chose other cards. Magento has been listed as one of the has been a leader in the e-commerce platforms market. It's amongst the top 10 actually. The reason being there are a great number of features that Magento is providing. It has a great admin console which allows one the administrators. It's not only about e-commerce implementation, right? It's also about how well you can administer your site, how the maintenance can be done, right? So Magento has this great admin console wherein it allows the administrator to seamlessly manage the site. It has features like how you could manage your catalog, your product catalog. It also allows you to look at your customers history, your orders history, and manage your different payment methods, your shipping methods. Integrate SEO, search engine optimization, that can be done so well, right? Now looking at the e-commerce site, having multi-language support, managing your taxations, multi-currency support, something like that. All that can be done so well. Magento, by the way, has its own marketplace wherein, if someone is like, if a company is implementing Magento, and if they want to look at a specific feature, something as simple like a gift finder maybe, right? So you can very easily go into the market and search for it. There are so many extensions that are available, with at good cost also. So you can just plug in that extension and have that kind of a feature in place very easily. So, and when you talk about e-commerce, managing your discounts, you should, it allows you to actually configure different kinds of discounts. It has a lot of rules that it provides, right? Gift cards, etc. Magento has its own inbuilt theme, but if you want to have some, a specific custom theme, right, which would reflect your brand's view, you can also do that. You can customize the theme. There are also themes available on the marketplace which you could just buy at very good cost, and configure it within your Magento instance. So those are the reasons as to why many people opt for Magento. Now again, talking about omni-channel commerce, that is the future of retail. So in that space also, Magento has its own POS. So there are many merchants who opt to have the Magento POS system, on their, at their physical stores, and they also have the Magento implementation in place for their e-commerce site. Now I'll hand it over to Manan, right? He would give you more insights on the world of omni-channel commerce.
Thanks, Seema. Before we go into that, I would like to understand from our audience that have you been able to create an omnichannel experience for your customer or not? So I think you should be able to see the poll on your screen, which will, I mean, I'd love to understand from you, what do you think about that? You can give an answer whether you have been actually able to create yes or no, or you're actually trying to, because that's really important. Even if you haven't done it, but it's something that you are planning to do it, that makes a lot of sense. Because nowadays what is happening, it's all about the customer experience, what you are leaving with your customer. Because it's not just about an website where you come and search for the products and then try to uh, just get customer to buy those products and make the payment. It's a lot more than that. You need to think the whole journey, all the touch points from the customer's perspective, that what all places it can actually connect with your brand. So what happens is, let's say you have very nice graphic on your screen which will allow you to understand that, okay, what is happening. So the whole journey, where let's say nowadays, in case of this Instagram and Snapchat and WhatsApp, you see a lot of those ads that are coming up in your stories and news feed and all those things. So from that, let's say you picked up one garment, you like the jeans that I really want to just try it out. So you're just picking it up and then see that, okay, I like the picture of this, I like this product, so I just want to order that. So one is where you just simply been redirected to that particular product and you order that. But when we talk about omnichannel experience, it goes beyond that. You actually have looked a product online, but you are actually walking up to your nearest store and you just try to find out that, okay, where do I can actually have a look at this particular jeans, and I can just feel that particular garment and see how does it look on me. I'd like to give it a try. So in that case, you just walk into the store. Now, in a traditional environment, if you're walking to a store, you're just a new walk-in customer for the store. But in case of an omnichannel experience, in case of a connected store, when you actually walk into the store, uh, the store guy already knows who is coming in. And how do they know it? That's a different kind of topic for a discussion altogether, because nowadays, through this uh, all the smart devices with the Bluetooth connectivity and Wi-Fi and everything, because of that, can actually, the stores are also very smart through the backends and all. They can uh, really identify whether who is walking into the store, and with that, actually, the store guy can greet you well, and he already knows that what exactly are you looking for, and he can guide you into the right direction. And nowadays it has even uh, reached to a stage where you can also have your customer just whatever garment they want to try, it's been delivered into their trial room. So that kind of experience that can be delivered, so something that you've seen online, uh, but you can actually try and get that particular item tried on into the store. So from online to physical in store, this is what we are talking about. But this gets even interesting when, let's say, you just while walking to the trial room, you see one shirt and you feel that, okay, let me just try that one out. But unfortunately, that's not available because, I mean, your size is not available, let's say. And because of that, what happens is you cannot try at that point in time, but hey, you know that, okay, this is what I like because I have felt that shirt. I just want to buy it. So you just scan the code of that particular shirt from your mobile app and you just place an order there and there itself. So basically we are talking about endless aisle here. So the store, the all the boundaries or limitations of the store is just taken away from here. So you can basically just order any stuff online or from the store itself after looking at it. And what happens is after you purchase your jeans, you step out of the store and you just go back to your office, and next few hours you get an email that, okay, we have just shipped that particular shirt and it might be just delivered at your doorstep. And then you just start flaunting to your friends that, okay, I got this new pair of stuff. Now just look at what all things would have happened in the background. Because if you are ordering something online, you're walking into the store, making sure that the inventory is up to date. A lot of systems are talking uh, between each other here. uh, Now when we talk about this omnichannel experience, before going there, I'll just like to announce that I think the poll results are here. Almost everyone is saying that they are trying to achieve or trying to create their omnichannel experience, which is absolutely must. That you should definitely have to give that kind of customer experience. And nowadays every organization is thinking and putting efforts towards that to make sure that you have every touch point with customer in a very nicely curated manner. So it actually helps your customer to really connect well with your brand. And how do we do that? You can have your ERP, you can have your CRM system integrated with an e-commerce platform. You can have your marketing tool integrated with it. The payment gateways are quite obvious. Then you can have a mobile application which is directly talking to your e-commerce platform, which in turn both are talking to your ERP as well. And then sometimes you also see the same kind of products are listed on different marketplaces like Walmart's and Amazon as well. So with all those things, I think this is where the integration plays a very big role. So when we go into the next slide, we would look that further into the detail that how different line of business applications, be it an ERP or a CRM or even a custom built homegrown application, how do they all talk to Magento or your e-commerce platform? And uh, there are a lot of such kind of platforms available where it does the integration, and it gives you that seamless experience. So what happens is, let's say your customer information, so from an e-commerce, from mobile, in an ERP, the customer information database available in your in-store POS system, everything is well connected. Someone register as a fresh customer on your e-commerce websites and walks into the store, it is keeping everything into the sync. So your that customer remains as a new customer across all your system. Any kind of product information, any sales transactions happening, everything is intact between both the systems. It is synced in real time so that any information that is required is well floated within the system, so that it allows the vendor or it allows the particular brand to give that kind of customer the experience that they're looking for. And at Synoptic, we have a great expertise on this particular integration, where we have built many such kind of integration for a B2B or a B2C kind of business, where even we have implemented the B2B and B2C both versions of Magento, which is where we have integrated with Dynamics 365 Dynamics, the old version of that, which is Dynamics AX with Magento, and to achieve that seamless experience of in store and online. And apart from just creating the omnichannel experience, it is also helpful when you have the integration. It helps you in achieving the greater ROI. The overall increase, the customer loyalty gets increased, because uh, in one of the Gartner surveys back in 2020, uh, at least 70% customers leave your website without ordering any of the product if you are not giving the right customer experience. If they face any problem, if the whole journey of shopping the products is hampered in between, then that's a loss. The customer is lost. So because of that, I think it makes a lot of sense to really have a robust platform as an e-commerce platform, as well as it should be fully integrated to provide the seamless experience to your customer. Now, with that, in next slide, I'll hand it over to Seema to really talk about one of the use case where we have done the B2B commerce implementation using Magento. Over to you, Seema.
Okay, thanks, Manan. So, talking about this particular implementation, we did it during the pandemic period, the last 2 years. So, the client is, by the way, it's a big brand in the world of windproof lighters. They are spread across US and Europe. So, they were particularly struggling with managing their B2B customers. Their pain area was that, there was a lot of manual work that needed to be done in getting the orders, right? They also had focus related to B2C, but they wanted to begin with B2B. So as I said, yeah, that pain area was like there was a lot of manual details that were captured manually, a lot of paperwork, right? And one of the most important areas they wanted to focus upon was integration. They are using AX Dynamics AX as their backend ERP. So all their fulfillment, their inventory, their product catalogs, all of that is managed within AX. So they wanted to have a solution in place which will allow their B2B customers to place their orders seamlessly, right? Choose the products and everything, as such lessen the amount of manual interaction that is needed, right? And then instead of manually feeding the orders and the details onto the ERP, they wanted integration connected to be there between their e-commerce solution and backend ERP. So we did the Magento implementation for them, right? It's particularly targeted, it's in the beginning it was particularly targeted towards their B2B customers, but now they are also using it for their B2C needs. We also created this developed this custom integrator which syncs a lot of data between Magento and Dynamics AX. When we talk about data synchronization, the touch points were mainly related to products, syncing the product catalog from AX onto Magento, right? The inventory updates, the pricing updates, the different discounts, right? That was like, synchronized between AX and Magento. When an order is captured within Magento, that, runtime syncs from Magento onto Dynamics AX. As I said, their entire fulfillment is done within the backend ERP. So whenever the status related to the order was updated, that too is synced onto Magento. And if one is the B2B customer could log in, and within their order screen they would be able to view the live updates pertaining to the order, track the order status updates. So that has eased a lot of work at their end. In fact, they were sharing some statistics that 30%, there is almost like a 30% increase in the sales, particularly in the B2B domain, because of this introduction, because of the introduction of this particular solution and the integration, which has taken away a lot of work that they used to do previously manually. Right? There is almost a 28% reduction in the order processing and fulfillment time. And they also shared statistics that there was a lot of reduction in the manual efforts that went into import the orders within ERP, right? So that integration has really helped them a lot. Along with that, because of the Magento implementation, the site implementation, previously their B2B customers used to place their orders, manually via paper, right? And that was actually, imported onto the ERP. So right now their customers are very happy because they have got the site allows them to log in and place their orders. In fact, when you talk about the Magento B2B space, it allows your customers to in fact manage their entire team, right? So it has a, even from the e-commerce end, the front end, once you log in, you can manage your team, you can define different users from your company end who could, log in and place orders. And there are different, permutations and combinations related to rules based access. So there would be certain payment methods that the company would define, which would be like, it would be like only this specific role can access a specific payment method. It's like, if you are placing an order and if you're using, order on company account kind of a payment method, so that would not be accessible to everyone, right? So that kind of different access related, functionalities are present. You could have, it allows you to have a shared catalog, meaning if their own B2B customers, if for their respective customers, they would be like, they could create shared catalog. So a different set of products would could be ordered by one of their customer groups, while the others could have a different set of catalogs. So that kind of, different functionalities the B2B implementation provides. I would particularly like to touch base upon the fact that, as we had mentioned earlier, we have done a lot of integrations actually, right? So it's not only about, retail related part. I mean, integrations could be related to different domains. One of the interesting integrations that we have done is like, Magento being integrated with a backend skin recommendation engine actually. So we did a custom module within Magento, wherein a person could, take go through different questionnaire, right? It's related to your skin, answer those, and on submission, it's in the questions are, and the responses are integrated with the backend Oracle Java based engine. And it would like, it has a logic of identifying as to which is the best skin related products, that should be recommended for the customer. So that was a big success actually, because it's such a seamless integration. And and it would provide so many insights into which products should be used, what kind of regime is recommended, and so on, right? I'll take you to the next slide, which will give you, an insight into the kind, these are some screenshots from the implementation that I talked about, right? Which was integrated with AX. As you can see, even the UI UX stands out. When we speak about Magento, it, as I said, it has its own default theme, but there are many customers who prefer to have their own custom theme, which would reflect the brand's view actually, right? So we do a lot of, custom design for that. Next, there's a third poll coming in. So, please do go for it. So, the next topic that we would want to talk about is how to succeed at Magento implementation and maintenance. Now, implementing Magento is one thing. Implementing any e-commerce platform is one thing, while maintaining it, supporting is needs a lot of activities around it, right? So firstly, how do you choose, first, if there's a company and it has decided, okay, we want to implement Magento, right? So what are the next steps around it? A, choosing the right technology partner, because it's not just about you configuring Magento, right? There are a lot of steps related to it, like choosing upon the UI UX, integrations, the customizations needed, and so on. Also, defining an e-commerce team, having a robust communication plan, a lot of coordination between the different stakeholders, right? When you talk about an e-commerce site, there's a lot of marketing strategy that is required, improvement upon the user processes, and so on. So these are the different factors that contribute to having the right Magento implementation in place. Yes. There's another, there's a poll coming on, so you can please go and provide a response to that. I'll now turn it over to Sanjay, who will give insights into Synoptic's Magento services. Sanjay.
Thanks, Seema. So we offer a suite of Magento services that helps our clients to build cutting edge Magento e-commerce website, as well as offer great shopping experience across different operating systems, form factors, and device types. Our services include right from business consulting and advisory services to full cycle implementation, module development, responsive theme development, mobile commerce, which is a very important part of any Magento project. As Seema had earlier mentioned, we also work on different extensions and connectors. We also provide a full 24/7 upgrade, migration, and maintenance services, as well as application integration. Moving to the next slide, why partner with Synoptek? This is a very important question. Um, Companies, clients have so many options out there. So why partner with Synoptek? First of all, we, as mentioned in the beginning, we provide end-to-end services. So that helps our client relying on one partner for all their IT services. On the Magento side, we have highly experienced e-commerce specialists. We provide 24/7 support using our global delivery centers. We have offices, as I mentioned earlier, in US, Canada, and India. So that helps us covering 24/7 support. We also have wide-ranging third-party integration experience. Uh, our delivery model is very flexible. It's hybrid, depending on clients' needs and requirements and comfort level. We can we can either provide 100% onshore based delivery model or a hybrid model, onshore, offshore, or 100% offshore model. So we are very, very flexible that our delivery center has over 20 years of experience, and it's not a third party center, it's our own delivery center. We offer personalized and tailored solutions, uh, as well as end to end support that would include advisory and consulting on Magento, and then moving on to Magento implementation, and then helping clients with their day-to-day support needs. We do have exclusive discovery offers for the participants of this webinar. Uh, our basic package includes analysis of existing website. That includes UI UX design analysis, website traffic, low conversion analysis. This package also includes planning enhanced customer experience with clients a new Magento powered solution, and that would include extending the functionalities of Magento. This package also includes enhancing security, which would include recommendations for vulnerability assessment as well as penetration testing needs. The other offer is store audit, which, in addition to including analysis of existing website, also includes auditing and reporting, covering performance audit, code audit, as well as security audit and overall health check. The third package is support package, which includes customization, quality check and troubleshooting, security maintenance. Security is a very important aspect of any Magento platform. So we offer that under this package, and that includes vulnerability assessment as well as security patch update, and performance monitoring and improving, as well as troubleshooting. And that includes compatibility issues, downtime remediation, as well as other services. And we can give you more details offline on any of these packages. So please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions on these discovery offers. Now, you must have seen another poll which has come up. So, if you could please participate in the poll, that would be great. Now, we have received a number of questions from the participants. So, let's move to the Q&A session, and we would be happy to answer your questions. The first question which has come up, I'll just quickly go through that. The first question which has come up from a participant is that you spoke about customized tailor-made solutions in your presentation. Could you cite an example of any customization that you have provided to a retail customer to cater to changing customer behavior post the pandemic? Good question. So, Manan or Seema, if you want to take up this question.
I can take up that question. I
Sure,
think
Seema.
the example that I have talked about, right, the implementation that we had done during the during the pandemic period when we talked about how we did a B2B implementation, right, and how it was integrated with Dynamics AX, particularly because their B2B customers were mostly working from home, right. So in order to cater to the growing demand of managing everything online, the site was implemented, right, the B2B site was implemented, how seamlessly it was integrated with Dynamics AX. And also something like, as an example, I could say it had something like invoicing, right. When you talk about Magento has its own way of displaying the invoices, while Dynamics AX has its own invoicing related solution. So the customer wanted to ensure that their B2B customers saw the same invoice at both the ends, right. So that was also a good example wherein we customize the solution so that the B2B customer could have the same invoice which is actually visible within the ERP as well. So that's an example that we could talk about.
Okay, thanks, Seema. Manan, you want to add anything here?
Yeah. So specifically, what happens is when we provide the customization of any particular feature or solution to a customer, I think we at that point in time we need to understand that now there is a lot of demand from customer in terms of e-commerce, so the volume of transactions have increased in terms of their expectations have changed, and it is, I would say, it has evolved. So keeping all those things in mind, we need to understand and keep the scalability of the application also in mind while we are designing the overall solution.
Okay, thanks, Manan. Another question which has come up is, can you tell us more about Synoptek's data management capabilities, as we need centralized data management for our omni-channel retail setup? Manan, you want to take this up first?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question, uh, because it goes beyond just the e-commerce discussion, because it's all about the whole centralized data management, putting together a centralized central data warehouse. So what happens is whenever we get into these kind of implementation, master data management is one of the key. We have to ensure that all the master data related to the products, related to the customer, uh, and the all SKUs that are there, all the variants, the categories that we manage, everything has to be consistent across the system in order to give that seamless omnichannel experience. And for that, Synoptek actually helps our customer in providing the data insight solutions, as a part of which we help our customers to uh, aggregate a lot of different data sources into a data warehouse to make sure that we harness the power of that data, giving the meaningful insights to not only the internal audience but to the external customer as well, in terms of how this product is trending, what sort of uh, things that it goes well with. So all this kind of insights can be done with data, and having this data management done at the central place, it gives you that opportunity to really manage a lot of these kind of expectation about the user experience catered through this data.
Okay, thanks, Manan. Another question which has come up is how closely is Synoptek involved in helping enterprises create an omni-channel e-commerce strategy? Seema, you want to take this up or Manan?
Yeah, I'll quickly just go about this one.
Okay,
So
sure.
when we talk about the e-commerce or the omnichannel strategy, typically, I mean, I can relate to a lot of different strategic discussions that we have with some of the customers recently, where we were talking about that how can we ensure that, I mean, we come up with a lot of big strategies and we do the implementation, we do the integration, but how do we say that, okay, whether the implementation is successful? Is it just on the basis of number of products that are being purchased? Because that's not really the success of true success of an e-commerce. There are a lot of other factors that we need to consider. Uh, what's the cart abandon? People are just adding the products in cart and leaving from the website. Are they really able to really traverse through all the categories? Are they getting the right product that they are trying to find out? uh, if they are getting the product, what is stopping them from purchasing? Is there too many clicks before they can actually purchase the product? Is there any problem with the kind of discounts and promotions that we are offering? Are there any issues with the overall navigation of the website? uh, are we getting traffic distributed from different locations? What is the load time? What is the latency that we are getting? So many different kind of such elements and KPIs that we need to track to really understand how successful your e-commerce is. And the best thing is the overall user traffic, the pattern, and the kind of product feedback that we are getting. So this is where it is quite crucial that we monitor all these different parameters and really try to just make sure that all these are correctly aligned so that you can give the best experience to your customer.
Okay, thanks, Manan. Seema, if you want to add anything here.
No, I mean, as I said, as we had mentioned earlier as well, right? Omni-channel commerce is nowadays a must. Actually, when you talk about your e-commerce solution, right? So it's all about customer experience, whether the customer is, on the in the within the store, or whether he or she is actually shopping online, right? So the same kind of experience, and also, the way they when they are, looking at their account, right? They should be able to view all the orders, right? Whether the order was placed online or whether it was, the shopping was done from the brick and mortar store. So it's all about, your e-commerce solution, being that central point wherein, the customer can look at, all the data, their entire purchase history, right? So yeah.
Okay, so we just have a couple of minutes. I think one or two more questions. Can you tell me the metrics on which you measure the success of an omni-channel e-commerce strategy?
When we talk about, the how do we measure the success related to that, there are various different factors. The conversion rate being, the most important metrics. Actually, it is simply the number of, it's simply the conversion is the number of site visits that you have, divided by the number of transactions that you see, right? So your success is, at converting lookers into actual buyers, actually, right? And that would actually give you an indication about, whether how attractive your site is to your target audience, actually. Then there's something called customer acquisition cost. It's like, your marketing, the total investment related to marketing, and then, the conversion into actual transactions, average order value, how many of your customers are first time customers versus, repeated customers. So these are the different factors, on which the success is measured.
Okay, great. Uh, so I think there is one remaining last question, and then we are running out of time. Is Synoptek part of the Adobe Commerce Magento beta program? Manan, if you want to talk about that.
So, Synoptic is partnered with Adobe, and we are the solutions partner for Adobe, and we do participate in the beta program to understand what level of new features that are coming in. So, basically, we remain prepared for any kind of new releases that is coming from the Adobe side. We also share some of the feedbacks. At times we have how to fix some of the issues on the platform when we are working on the community edition, or whenever we are trying to make some customization, we share those feedbacks as well. So being a partner, we have that access with Adobe.
Okay, great. Thanks, Manan.
And we have
So,
certified developers as well.
yes. So we are out of time, but we'll be happy to reach out to answer any questions you may have, and hope you have found our today's webinar to be interesting. Please feel free to reach out to us in case you have any further questions or need any additional information. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.